Women fall for these kind of men only because they want a long-term committed relationship. And let me tell you, I am not talking about alpha male energy, traits or qualities. I'm talking about different kind of men. Who are they? What are their qualities? You might be having those qualities and all along you have been running after becoming an alpha male. So today's video is all about psychologically decoding the mindset from survival to growth mindset, and you can become this kind of man and have a committed long-term relationship. So hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Neeti here. I am your go-to girl, and yes, I'm a relationship coach also for all you men out there. Help you in healing and coming out of any traumatic relationship. Also, if you want to develop a growth mindset in terms of personality or confidence, and even if you want to understand more in terms of trust issues, make your relationship deeper and meaningful, I'm there to handhold you. You can be a part of my one-on-one session. Link is in Instagram bio. And you can message me also on Instagram. Now let's dive deep into it. What kind of men I'm talking about? Alpha men versus conscious men. Who are conscious men? And what if you have those qualities already and nobody has told you? So let's start. Identity versus awareness. Now, what tends to happen is that in alpha men, their self-worth is entirely based on external factors. So their identity is all about being strong, being rich, being successful, being dominant in whichever profession they are. You know, they want to be right on top and in control of things. So what tends to happen is that their confidence somewhere is very shaky and is very fragile. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a situation. Well, let's say there's an alpha man who's very rich and successful, but life situation happens such that something goes bad in work or business. There is not profit, but there is loss. So there is up and down in life, and that happens with everybody. With alpha men, what tends to happen is because their self-worth is based on identity, which is all about external factors. When these factors, they go up and down, then in that case, alpha men are the first ones to get a little shaky, to get a little jittery, and they start questioning themselves. So in that case, their response is very fixed when it comes to life situations. They do not adapt. On the other hand, when you start and growing in life, evolving in life, your mindset is of a growth mindset, you start to become a conscious man. A conscious man is somebody whose self-worth and identity is not based on external factors. Your identity is then based on things which are flowing. You're flowing like a river. So in any circumstances or any situation in life, you tend to tell yourself, I can grow, I can evolve, I can respond to any good, bad, ugly situation, I can adapt. So you are constantly in a growth mindset, on solution mode as well. And so that is why women tend to fall for conscious men when they are looking for a long-term relationship. Point number 2, power dynamics versus inner stability. Now, what do I mean? Understand this from psychological point of view. Power dynamics. Now, alpha men, if you notice them very, very closely, they will always have an ego mask. By that, I mean they are all about I am strong. I am in control. I am successful. I am doing this for you. I am doing this for everyone. So the I becomes very strong. And that is why they're all about power dynamics, power play, and till the time they are in dominance, till the time they're controlling a situation, till the time they're controlling a relationship, till the time they're controlling their feelings and controlling their partner's feelings also, they feel powerful. On the other hand, if you start becoming a conscious man, what tends to happen is that you become more and more self-aware of the fact that you don't have to walk in a room and you don't have to earn respect, or you don't have to force people to respect you. You radiate authority. It's loving authority. What do I mean by that? When you look up in the sky, in the morning, you see sun coming out. What happens is that the sun is just radiating energy. Sun is radiating sun rays everywhere without having to force it on anybody. And everything around you, if you see, comes to life when sun comes in the sky. The same way, if you are a conscious man, then you radiate authority. You also do not have the ego mask of I, because you always want to take everyone together in whatever you're trying to do. You want to give due respect and due importance to whoever deserves it. It's not an I game. Okay, so that is why a conscious man will always command respect without forcing it on anybody. He just gets it, and he doesn't even have to earn it. Polarity versus harmony. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's psychologically decode this one also. In alpha men, you would see the strong trait which is all about polarity. Let me explain you what is polarity. Okay, in one simple word, it means spark. Now, polarity is also the pull, the attraction between the masculine and the feminine energy. So it's basically, let's say, the passion, the dopamine, the rush, the attraction that a man and a woman feels in the initial stages of a relationship. And this I've mentioned in my earlier videos also, that two stages of relationship are always there. The first stage is all about you looking good, you behaving good, you're putting your best foot forward. And so the attraction level is there, where polarity is very, very high, and alpha men are all about showing off and putting their best foot forward and bringing the best that they have on the table to impress the girl. On the other hand, when you want the relationship to be a long-term, committed, peaceful, understanding relationship, then comes the conscious men. And what do they bring on the table? They bring harmony. Now, what is harmony? So, harmony is, let's say, balance, peace, and understanding that helps two people to coexist in a relationship with trust. Now, when your initial stages of a relationship are all about your kick and your dopamine and that is gone, you get to see the real side of each other. It could be your insecurity, it could be jealousy, it could be avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, all those issues. It could be based on your family values, your cultural values. It could be based on the kind of family setup you're in. The factors could be any. Okay, any number. But when two people coexist in a relationship with trust, with harmony, which is balance, which is understanding, which is trust, then that sort of conscious man is able to pull the relationship for a longer time, even after, much after the spark in the initial stages of a relationship has actually ended. Because it does. I mean, you have to wake up to the fact that look around all the married couples or even people who are in a long-term relationship. Their initial stages of relationship was 3 to 6 months to a year maybe, and then you really start to get used to each other. You start to build a healthy relationship only when you adapt to each other's flaws and understanding is there. So that is what I'm talking about, that who brings it on the table? A conscious man. Moving on. Survival mindset versus growth mindset. What do I mean by that? Let's psychologically decode it. See, let me tell you something. Alpha men are all about winning or losing. So their life is basically all about competition. Their self-worth is based on a win or a loss. And so they define their goals and their targets, which are primarily based on pure competition. See, I'm not saying that they don't have learnings in life or they don't learn from their failures, etc. But the thing is that their decisions most of the time are very fear-driven. What do I mean by that? See, alpha men, when they want things in control, they are very calculative. They want everything to be, run through them, run by them, because they want to control it. See, anytime the word control comes, it is always psychologically backed by the fear factor. On the other hand, when it comes to conscious men, they would always look at a failure as an opportunity to grow and to expand. Now for them, they're always on a curious mode. They're always on a student mode. They want to learn. They want to experience things. It's not about winning or losing. Of course, when you are a conscious man, you're also working, you're earning money, you're leading a normal life. But any kind of failure, well, it does disappoint you, but for a very limited period of time, because what you're trying to do is you are trying to take out all the positives from that failure, because you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to work on the mistakes that you made the very first time and you failed. So they're like a sponge. They're absorbing everything. Their self-worth, their self-value, their identity is based only on learning and learning more. Emotional expression. Now, what do I mean by that? Listen, alpha men, when normally you see that, oh, they're so successful, that they're so busy, they're not invested in a relationship, women reveal that alpha men are basically not available. They're there in the relationship, but they're not there emotionally. So they are cold, they're emotionally distant, and there's somebody who would not be there to understand the feelings of the partner. Now, where does all this come from? Alpha men, because they give so much value to success, to just earning and being in a position of control, that they actually start feeling that, showcasing their emotions or expressing their emotions or even showcasing their vulnerable side. Every man has a vulnerable side, and women absolutely love men who are vulnerable. So in your moments of weakness, when you want to express yourself and you genuinely want to share that with a woman, you will take that risk and be vulnerable in front of her. If she is a good woman, she will respect that, she will value that, and she will stay with you. And of course, if there's a gold digger or an investor, she will turn her back and you will get your answer. But alpha men are not willing to give up this aspect. So they emotionally suppress their emotions and they are emotionally available. And they don't want to be vulnerable in front of a woman. And how do they hide all this? They hide all this by saying that, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so successful, I'm busy earning money, so I don't have time. On the other hand, conscious men actually regulate emotions because they give importance to what you call emotional intelligence. They know that the only way to build connection with their partner is the trust. And how do you know that there is trust in the relationship? Is when you open up in front of your partner. They also know that their self-belief is so strong, their foundation in terms of their value system is so strong that they really don't fear and they're not scared of losing the partner by showing their vulnerable side. Relationship with women. Now let's cover alpha men versus conscious men. How alpha men, they have their relationship with women, and how conscious men, they deal with their relationship with women. So let's just start with alpha men first. Now they are all about bringing all the materialistic things, all the money, and all attractive things on the table in the initial stages of a relationship. So early on, of course, the woman gets attracted because there are a lot of things, good dates and good gifts and maybe a lot of other good vacations and stuff like that. So of course, the attraction is there, the spark is there. Having said that, as the relationship goes from week after week, well, alpha man's true color starts to come out, which is all about power play and power dynamics. And that becomes like a power struggle for the woman partner. So what tends to happen is that the woman starts to feel sometimes, suffocated or getting, dominated. Now, any good woman who wants a long-term relationship will either have an extramarital affair with somebody else, or she will eventually leave a person because she would want a partner with his time and maybe a little less money instead of a partner with no time and all the money in the world, but no one to really talk to. On the other hand, when it comes to relationship with women, how does a conscious man deal with it? Well, he's a guy who's obviously, he's also successful and there is money and maybe he's hardworking. He's an everyday regular man. And what he gives importance to is building that emotional bond, building that emotional trust with the woman. He gives the guidance and the direction and the structure in the relationship where the women feel safe and secure in the long term as well. Conscious men will always tie their growth to something bigger. By bigger, I mean that their success is not only around them, is not only about them. They include others also. So when you have a success story to tell, a conscious man will always give due credit to other people who have, in his way to success, helped him. So he is not an alpha man who is all about the success is mine, the success is also because of me, and I'm the only one who has worked hard towards my success. So for example, if you're in an office space, okay, and if there is a boss who is an alpha boss, okay, he would be very driven and very motivated, and he would be nice to you guys also. But when it comes to success, he might take the entire credit. On the other hand, if the boss is a conscious boss, he will take due credit for the success, also giving the due credit at the same time to his teammates, his subordinates, his team members as well. And the same goes in a relationship. A conscious man will always take the partner hand in hand. So if anything that happens nice in his life, he would always give due credit to his wife or girlfriend and would not just say that it's all because of me. Because somewhere, if the woman is really nice and she's good and she is completely emotionally invested in you, she will help you grow, evolve in life by being there by your side in good times, in bad times as well. Balanced and conscious men, they operate from a space of freedom. So what they tend to do is they will work. They're hardworking, they're goal-oriented, they have all those qualities which are stimulated and driven. Having said that, they will try their best and leave the rest. By that I mean that they will put in action. They are action-oriented. They will do whatever it takes to make it successful, whether it's work, whether it's relationship. And then they leave it on the higher power. So which is why this English phrase is so popular, which is try your best and leave the rest. You leave the rest on the higher power, you leave the rest on God. So I hope somewhere this video has made it very clear to you. And if you do have conscious men qualities, then clap for you and pat on your back. And if you don't, you can always work on yourselves. This doesn't mean that alpha men are not good. Alpha men are good, and if you have alpha men qualities, you can always further work on yourselves, and you can also incorporate the conscious men qualities to have a happy, healthy relationship. So yeah, guys, you can always come on my one-on-one session to understand more about relationships, about your self-growth as well. The link is in Instagram bio. You can always message me on Instagram as well, and I will reach out to you. And please subscribe to the channel. The channel is all about men mental health. So let's grow this community. So if you've liked the video, please share it, like it, and subscribe and help me grow. And thank you so much. I'm going to meet you next week. Ta-da!